Hello.
Hello.
So we are, my name is Elisa. I'm from RT Book Reviews Magazine. This, of course, is Gena Showalter. Thank you so much for chatting today. Um,
Yes, I'm glad to do this.
awesome. All right. So let's just jump right into this. You just had The Closer You Come release, the first in the original Heartbreaker series, which is kind of a big deal because you haven't written contemporary romance in a long time. Um,
Yeah, it's been several years.
yeah, I think like 2007, right?
That sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a big deal. How do you feel about it? Are you excited? Did you miss it? Has it been different?
I did miss it a lot because contemporary romance has always been one of my favorites to read and to write. Um, so I did miss it, and when I stick with one genre over and over again, there can be burnout. But when I switch it up a little bit, then the excitement sparks, and I'm excited to delve into each new project. So I love it, and these contemporary books, all three have been written, and they were so much fun and um, just a joy and heart-wrenching sometimes to write, but I loved it.
That's awesome. Did you do anything special to sort of get back into it, or did you just dive in? Were you like, I'm doing this, let's do it?
Yes, it was basically strip off all your clothes and jump into the icy water and scream a little bit that it's too cold and you shouldn't have maybe done it. But then you get out and you warm up and you're like, yeah, that was fun. Let's do it again.
Oh my goodness, that's awesome. I know a lot of writers try not to read in the genre that they're writing in. Did you read anything in particular? Did you read any contemporary romances to try and like get back in the groove, or did you just like it was just completely blind, like not blind, obviously?
I I definitely didn't read any while I was writing the books, but I did read some before I started writing. But I also, reread some of my favorites. Huge Susan Elizabeth Cruzy, um, Lori Foster, Susan Mallory, Kristen Higgins, Jill Shalvis. They're amazing. So I look for any opportunity to read their books.
Awesome. Those are some choice authors. All right, so I'm going to ask you. We have a few audience questions about Closer You Come that I'm gonna read out
Okay.
loud. Um, so one fan asked, "I like how Brooklyn adopted two rescue dogs. Is this something you're passionate about? Do you have like a personal connection with that, or?"
Absolutely. I am a huge advocate for shelters and pet adoption and rescue. I have 7 dogs in my house right now, and 5 of them are rescues. I love each of them. Although you can see my office doors are closed, or we would be bombarded with dogs barking and kisses and hugs.
Special.
Yes, I love rescue dogs, and I couldn't help but insert them into the book.
All right. So, do the main female characters in your original Heartbreakers series, do they have something in common with you, or, did you just make them up, or are they based on people you know, people you've met? Like, where did sort of the inspiration for your female characters in the series come from?
Well, I think there are little bits and pieces of me in all of the characters. Hopefully, those are the parts the readers love. But I did grow up with strong women around me. My mother is one of the strongest women I know. My aunts, my sisters. these are women I love, and they're not only strong, but they're fun and they're witty, brilliantly witty. They can be sarcastic. We can do the slap fight. In fact, we have done the slap fight that Brooklyn and Jessie K did. But we love each other. At the end of the day, we'll do whatever it takes to protect the other one, and nothing can destroy our bonds. So yeah, I think a lot of that did come from real life.
Awesome. All right, so I have to ask, the hero in The Closer You Come has just gotten out of jail. And when I saw that, I was like, you must really love these, like, tortured sort of, like, you know, you kind of got these, like, bad boy heroes. You really love putting your heroes through the ringer, it seems. And I love that, I was wondering if you would do that in this new contemporary series, and I'm glad to see you're kind of keeping that going. Did you have any sort of struggle writing that part of the character? Did you do any sort of special research, or?
I did do a lot more research with this book than I've ever done with any of my others. I actually got on the phone and I talked to police officers and guys who had been in prison and who had been on parole, and so I tried to get as much feedback as I could so that everything was authentic. And so yeah, I did a lot of research, and I do love to torture those men. If they really have to work for the prize, they appreciate it more.
Absolutely, as they should. All right, so we got to talk about Lords of the Underworld, obviously. We had a lot of fans asking questions regarding that and Angels of the Dark. So,
Yes.
will the next Lords of the Underworld and Angels of the Dark books come out, and do you know who the stars will be?
The next Lords of the Underworld book will definitely come out in next year, and we are trying to nail down who the stars will be. Right now, there are only 3 people in the running, of likelihood: Baden, William, Cameo. There may or may not be an Angels of the Dark book next year. There may be 2 Lords of the Underworld book. There may be a Lords and an Angel and another contemporary. We're still trying to, nail down all of the details, since I am diving back into this new contemporary genre, and I want to stay there, and I want to keep swimming those waters. So we're getting there, but we're not there officially yet.
All right. Awesome. And we just had somebody ask, would you be writing any more YA, do you think?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'm working on the line edit for the 4th White Rabbits book. I am also working on a rough draft for a brand new young adult series, which has me over the moon excited. It's a project that has been with me for a couple of years now, so it's wonderful to start the words and the scenes and the world and the characters to start pouring out and taking shape. So I can't officially share any details yet, but this new YA series will launch in 2016.
Excellent. We also had somebody ask if you'll be writing any more. These people just want more books from you.
I love it.
You'll be writing any more Alien Huntress books?
I actually will have an announcement about that very soon, but I can't yet share the details. But I can say that it will make the Alien Huntress readers very happy.
Good news today. All right, so
yes.
Here's a really good question. When do readers get to find out the connection between William and Axel from Angels of the Dark?
Most likely William's book. I mean, if William's not next, it could come out in Baden's book, but I really anticipate all of William's secrets coming out in his book. And we're not yet sure if William will fall under the Lords of the Umbrella, or Lords of the Underworld umbrella, or if he'll be a spin-off series of his own. So we shall see. Those are some of the details we've been hammering out.
Okay, so here's another really good question. Where do you get your general inspiration from for your plots, your themes, especially in regards to the spin on Pandora's Box?
I have gotten inspiration from everywhere. With Pandora's Box, I knew I wanted to write a book about an immortal warrior who was killed every night only to awaken the next morning knowing he had to die again. And so with that, it was just sitting down and putting the pieces together and figuring out why is he killed, why is he killed again, where does he go, those kind of things. And all of those pieces kind of led me to Pandora's Box. But I've written books based off of a dream that I've had, a conversation I had with Jill Monroe. We were on a car trip, and the conversation started off, men are pigs, and Catch a Mate was born. We had the entire book plotted by the time we reached our destination. A picture, I can see a picture, and just all it takes is the grain of an idea, and boom, I can take off running.
Wow, that's pretty crazy to have an entire book plotted over the course of a
Yeah, that was fun.
I'm sure there's somebody over here like, oh, I wish. So with so many different series, is there any one in particular that's been especially challenging for you, or where you maybe struggled with a little bit, or?
I struggled with the Intertwined series from the very beginning, and that series never really found a place in the market, and so it was a little harder sell, I think, for readers and for booksellers, and so it struggled from conception and to all the way to sales, and so I think that's a lot of the reason that I lost my joy for it and haven't and won't finish it. Had I known that I would only do 3 books for it, I would have given a happy ending in the 3rd one. But that series has been my the thorn in my side.
Alright, so we also have somebody asking a little bit more about your writing habits. What is a writing day for you like?
A writing day for me is I get up in the morning, I answer my emails, I do any posts that I need to do, and then I just dive into my whatever goal I've set for the day. If it's a rough draft, I like to write a chapter at least. If it's edits, I like to do 50 pages at least. If it's revisions, I like to do 100 pages, and I just work until I'm done, even if I'm up half the night.
Wow. Wow. Great. I just want to pause to remind everybody that we are giving away 5 signed copies of The Closer to You, or The Closer You Come, excuse me. And we're also giving away a giant bundle of tea. So if you just leave a comment on the blog post on rtbookreviews.com that has this feed in it, if that's where you're watching, if you just leave a comment at the bottom, asking a question, whatever you want. We'll pick 6 winners at random, and we'll announce them at the end of the chat. So, just a nice reminder, do you drink tea? Are you a big tea person?
I was a huge coffee addict for years, and then I have been cold turkey on coffee for about 4 years, and I've been drinking tea. I love chamomile, big time chamomile fan.
Yeah,
So
English.
I really want that tea set for myself.
I had one of
Can I enter?
my coworkers wanted to enter, and I was like, no, against the rules. All right. So another good question. Um, Somebody really loves your sexy heroes and really wants to move to Strawberry Valley and is wondering if there was a specific inspiration for that town. Like, was there a specific town that maybe inspired you when you were planning out Strawberry Valley?
I have lived in a small town before, and I've lived in the big city, Oklahoma. I mean, how big of a city is that? But so I took bits and pieces of everything that I loved about the small town and the big city, and I just kind of mashed it all together into this pretty much paradise on earth for me, the place that I would love to live. I have recently moved to the country because so my rescue dogs would have more room to play and destroy my yard with holes that they try to dig as deep as they can. And I wanted to start an orchard and a fruit garden and a vegetable garden. And so I just took all of these new passions in my life and threw them into Strawberry Valley.
Awesome. Is there anything you miss about living in the city, or are you like pretty set on a country life?
I love my country life. I am now a country girl all the way. I told my husband when we first got married that I would never move to the country. I'd have to be dragged kicking and screaming, and then you better watch out because murder might be happening. And then just a few years ago, or no, just about a year ago, I said, you know what? We should move to the country. And so here we are.
Oh my gosh, why the change? What was like, were you just like, I'm over this and I want something new?
It's just, the change just hit me, and I don't know if it was an age thing or because I kept acquiring more dogs and I wanted to foster others, and so I needed more room for them to be able to play.
Oh.
And then it just hit me, and so we do what Mama says in this house.
I love the sound of that. And animals are always awesome for anything, really. So, I guess, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you have coming up for the rest of this year? I know you have your second book, your second original Heartbreakers book is out in July. So do you want to tell us a little bit more about what you're
Yes. I actually received print ARC, so I'm very excited. The second one, yes, somebody gets a tea set. Well, look what I've got. It's Beck's story, Beck and Harlow Glass, if you remember her from The Closer You Come. And he's the man whore, let's just call it like it is. And she's a reformed bully. And I love these two together. I love that it's a friends before lovers story, and I just loved their journey, how they really help each other heal from their past. And then the third book comes out at the end of November, and it's The Harder You Fall, and it's West and Jesse Kay's book, and it may be my favorite of the three, because I don't know if readers caught this, but West, of all three of the guys, he has the darkest past, and he's the most self-punishing. So, and Jesse Kay is just a little firecracker, so she was a lot of fun to write. And I also have what else? A Mad Zombie Party comes out later this year, so I'm hugely excited.
Excellent, excellent. That all sounds very exciting. And now I have to ask, because you mentioned my favorites. I know this is kind of an evil question, but I have to ask, do you have a favorite of all the books you've written? Do you have one that just like is near and dear to your heart?
Usually, usually the answer to that is whatever one I'm working out at the time, because I'm most immersed in that world and I'm on speaking terms with those characters. And I don't hate them yet for what they've put me through. But if I had to pick just one, oh my goodness. Oh, that's like a dagger. You want me to, should I choose just one of my children? I did love writing. I did love writing The Closer You Come. It really was like writing a book about. It was the town that I want to live in. I love my sisters. I have that bond with them. So that one really is near and dear to my heart. It was a book that I just had to write. But I also love Alice in Zombieland too. And The Darkest Kiss. and Dark Taste of Rapture.
And all of the other ones, I'm sure. I know others are
every single other book in my backlist. And that's upcoming.
I know, authors always hate that question, but so many people ask it. Like, people want to know because, you know, everybody has their own favorites and their favorite heroes. And so, yeah, that's a...
Yes. I tend to like the more sarcastic characters, the really bad boys. The more alpha and irreverent they are, the more I am in love with them in fiction. And I love the sarcastic, kind of bloodthirsty ladies.
I love, I'm a big fan of, like, the really difficult heroines. Like, a lot of people don't like the sort of,
yes.
You know, prickly ladies, but I love them. They're, like, totally my romance catnip. If you give me a book with a difficult heroine.
Yeah, they're the funnest to write, that's for sure.
Super fun. Oh, great. Well, that's like it's pretty much it for questions. Is there anything else you want to let fans know about or you wanted to touch on? Oh, wait. I say that and somebody asks the question, of course. That's why I said it. What was your favorite scene to write in The Closer You Come?
My favorite scene to write in The Closer You Come. My favorite is probably the hardest, which was the opening when she meets Jace, because they meet under really horrendous circumstances that I could never walk into that situation myself and take a look at the guy and say, yup, that's my man. Yeah, I'm going to marry that one. But so that was a really difficult scene to write because I had to be careful with how they viewed each other, what they said to each other, and I really finessed the situation. So because it was so difficult and I was so happy with how it turned out, I think that's probably my favorite. But there's also a scene where he pushes her against a car, and I really liked writing that. I really liked the mental visual. And he does not push her against the car in anger. Since he's just released from prison, I guess I need to clarify.
Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, so is there anything else you wanted to touch on before we wrap things up?
I think we covered it all, except whoever wins the tea, maybe, share the wealth.
Yeah, seriously. I second that. Okay. Well, I'm going to announce the giveaway winners. So the winner of the tea set, the coveted tea set, is Jessica, I'm so sorry if I butcher your name, Hengartner. And then the winners of the signed copies of The Closer You Come are L2772, Julia Flores, Appy Chandran, Andrea V, and Rachel Ward. I'm going to be posting these on the blog post in case you missed it. So if the winners could just email webmaster@rtbookreviews.com. We can get your prizes squared away. Thank you so much for chatting with us today, Gena. This was a lot of fun. The closer
Yes, thank you for having me.
the closer you come is out. It came out March 31st. If you haven't read it already, you should read it. And look out for book 2, Come to Why. All right. Well, thank you again, Gena. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Take care.